Hello friends, in today's video we are going to discuss about the role of fats in your daily nutrition plan. In Dr. PM nutrition plan, we focus on the fats. It is a good macronutrient and it is scientifically proven that if you eat balanced healthy fats, then it is beneficial for your health. Now, fats are essential macronutrients crucial for bodily function despite past low fat messaging. There are a lot of misconceptions in the society that people think that low fat consumption is good, but because of the low fat consumption, the carbohydrate intake increases and it leads to insulin resistance and the diseases because of that, like diabetes, fatty liver and other diseases. So low fat is outdated concept now. Recent studies have shown that if your diet intake is of good healthy fats, if you consume healthy fats in adequate amount, then it is beneficial for your health. These fats are calorie dense. 1 gram gives you 9 calories and making them a powerful source. Fats or lipids form cell walls and transport fat soluble vitamins ADEK essential for absorption. So fat soluble vitamins are absorbed from your intestine with the help of fats. It supports the cell wall structure. It triggers satiety, feeling full. If you eat adequate amount of the fat, it helps you to consume less food because it provides satiety so that overconsumption of the food is avoided. And dietary fat does not automatically become body fat. Most people think that if they are having the belly fat or they are overweight, it is because of they are consuming fat and it will convert it into the fat in the body. But actually the belly fat and the obese people are mainly because of consumption of a large amount of simple carbohydrates and refined carbohydrates. Now if we see what are the macronutrients, carbohydrate, proteins and these fats. You can see 1 gram of fat will give you 9 calories of energy and 1 gram of protein and carbohydrate will give you 4 gram of energy. So you should consume fat in moderate amounts. You should consume around 25 to 30% of total your calorie intake. Proteins 25 to 30%. And carbohydrate should be around 40 to 45%. So this should be the ideal percentage in your diet. Now what are the functions of fat? What fat actually does in your body? It builds the cell wall. Every cell in your body needs fat to build and maintain its lipid-based membrane, crucial for structural integrity and cell communication. It transports vitamins. Fat is essential for absorption of fat-soluble vitamins ADEK, ensuring your body can utilize these critical nutrients. Fat triggers satiety. Fat activates satiety signals, promoting feelings of fullness and satisfaction. This helps prevent overeating and supports natural portion control. So the food cravings will decrease if you consume fat and you will not eat frequently throughout the day. It powers your body. Fat provides slow burning, long lasting energy. It sustains physical and mental performance without the spikes and crashes of simple carbohydrate. What happens if you consume large amount of carbohydrates? It will cause energy crashes. It will increase your cravings and total calorie intake will increase. But if you consume adequate amount of healthy fats, it will provide you sustained energy throughout the day and energy crisis will not be seen. It helps in hormone production. Fat is the raw material for producing hormones including estrogen, testosterone and cortisol. Without adequate fat, hormonal balance is disrupted. Now brain health. The brain is nearly 60% fat. Dietary fats, especially omega-3s, support cognitive function, memory and mental clarity. The other function of fat is it insulates and protects organs. Fat acts as a protective cushion around vital organs like the kidneys and heart and insulate the body against temperature extremes. Anti-inflammatory response. Certain fats like omega-3s actively reduce chronic inflammation, lowering risk of heart disease, arthritis and metabolic disorders. So these are the various functions of the fat in your body. So from these functions you can understand that fat is good for your health, adequate and in moderate amounts. What are the 4 types of fat? They are unsaturated fats, saturated fats and trans fat. Unsaturated fats, there is monounsaturated fatty acids and polyunsaturated fatty acids. We can consider trans fat as a bad fat and these fats are good. So actually in old days saturated fat was called as a bad fat and unsaturated is a good fat. Saturated is labeled as bad fat because it increases the LDL cholesterol. So you should consume saturated fat less than 10% of your body weight. It is required for the healthy functioning of your body. So we cannot label it as a bad fat, but you should consume it in moderation. That is 10% of your total calorie intake. And if you are suffering from any heart disease, in that case, it should be around 5 to 6%. But it is needed for maintaining good health. Now, what are monounsaturated fatty acids? These are considered as a good fats, and actually it helps you lower LDL cholesterol and increases the SDL cholesterol. SDL is a good cholesterol and LDL is bad cholesterol. So by maintaining this balance, it reduces the risk of heart diseases. So expert recommends that monounsaturated fatty acid intake should be around 20% of total daily calories. It should not be more than 20%, but it should be around 20%. So approximate 400 calories should be come from the monounsaturated fatty acids if your daily requirement is 2000 kilocalories. What are the best sources of monounsaturated fatty acids? MUFAs. So in India there are very good sources of MUFAs like mustard oil, that is sarson ka tel, widely used in Indian cooking, rich in MUFAs and omega-3s. Groundnut oil, that is peanut oil, traditional Indian cooking oil, high in MUFAs. Sesame oil, til ka tel, used in South Indian cuisine, rich in MUFAs and antioxidant. Coconut oil, popular in South Indian and coastal cooking. It should be used in moderation due to saturated fat content. Coconut oil contains saturated fat, it should be used in moderation. Rice bran oil, it is heart healthy Indian oil with a good MUFA profile. What are the other sources like olive oil, avocado oils, avocados, almonds, cashews, pecans, peanuts, peanut butter, pumpkins, sesame seeds, canola and safflower oils. Now we will see about polyunsaturated fatty acid. Polyunsaturated fatty acids are essential fats, meaning your body cannot produce them. Omega-3 and omega-6 are critical PUFA that must come PUFAs from your diet. So omega-3 fatty acids daily need is 1.6 gram in men and 1.1 gram in women. These are the long chain sources like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines. So fish are the good sources of omega-3 fatty acid. And if we see the vegetarian sources like flaxseed, walnuts and chia seeds. These are the good sources of omega-3 fatty acid. And if we see omega-6 fatty acid, it is 17 gram for men, it is daily requirement is 12 gram in women. And its sources are corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, soybean oil. The benefits of omega-6 fatty acid is it lowers the LDL cholesterol, reduces triglyceride, raises SDL cholesterol and improves blood sugar control when replacing the saturated fats. So you should consume both omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acid. Actually, I want to clear one point here that in Indian diet, many people are eating more omega-6 fatty acid. So omega-3 and omega-6 balance is very important and omega-6 consumption is more. So this ratio nowadays in India and all over the world is around 15:1. If people are consuming 15 parts of omega-6 fatty acids, only 1 part of omega-3 fatty acid. Ideally, it should be around 4:1. If 4 part of omega fatty acid, 1 part of omega-3. 1:1, it is also better. So 4:1 to 1:1, it should be the ratio of the omega-6 and omega-3, but actual which is seen in India is around 15:1 up to 20:1. Okay. So what should we do now? So we should increase the percentage of omega-3 fatty acids in your diet. So how should you increase that? For the vegetarian people, the good sources of omega-3 are flaxseed. So you can use a flaxseed chutney. At the same time, you can eat flaxseed, roasted flaxseed after your meal. Walnuts also have good amount of ALA. So you can soak 5 walnuts daily and you should consume daily 5 walnuts. Chia seeds also has a good content of omega-3 fatty acids. You should also include that. These are the vegetarian sources and vegetarian sources contains ALA. And the non-vegetarian sources like fish contains DHA and EPA. DHA and EPA is very important for your brain function and you should consume fish around 2 to 3 times per week. If you are not able to consume fish 2 to 3 times per week, in that case, you should take supplements of omega-3 fatty acids. Fish oil supplements are available. You can consume it safely and it will help you for better health. those people who are vegetarian, algal omega-3 oil or its capsules are also available. So basically, some people will say that if you are taking adequate amount of omega-3 from vegetarian, actually in vegetarian it is ALA, and in the body ALA conversion to DHA to EPA is very less. Okay, so it will not fulfill your daily demands. If you are not consuming fish and you are vegetarian, in that case you can take algal omega-3 supplements. Why omega-3 matters so much? Because omega-3 fatty acids are backed by extensive research showing links to lower triglyceride, reduced heart disease risk and improved brain function. They come in two types, long chain EPA DHA from fish and short chain, that is ALA from plants. Regular fish consumption is key for obtaining valuable EPA and DHA. For heart, lowers triglycerides and reduces the heart disease risk. In brain, it supports cognition, memory and the mood. It reduces the inflammation of the body, reduces systemic inflammation. Saturated fats, you should limit its consumption, but you should not eliminate. So health guidelines advise keeping saturated fats below 10% of your daily calories, and American Heart Association suggested 5 to 6% if you are suffering from any heart diseases. For a 2000 calorie diet, this means no more than 22 grams of saturated fats per day. Saturated fats are solid at room temperature, found mainly in animal products. Excess intake raises bad LDL cholesterol, increasing cardiovascular disease risk. Common sources, red meats, butter and certain cheeses, food like baked good can also contain increased amount of saturated fats. So dairy products contain saturated fats and non-veg saturated fats. Actually, saturated fat is essential. You should consume around 10% for saturated fats of your total daily calorie intake. You should not avoid it completely. Now, what are trans fats? These trans fats should be avoided. Trans fats are uniquely harmful, raising LDL bad cholesterol and lowering the SDL, that is good cholesterol. Trans fats should be avoided completely. Artificially manufactured trans fats, once common in processed food, actually have a real danger for the people. So many packed processed foods have trans fat in large amounts. You can see all these packed processed food, bakery items, pizza, burger, and all this is not beneficial for your health. It contains a lot of trans fat. At the same time, more amount of the salt, more amount of preservatives, and all these chemicals are not good for your health. So increased LDL cholesterol raises the bad cholesterol level. Decreased HDL cholesterol lowers good cholesterol, a uniquely harmful effect. It causes cancer, heart disease, significantly elevate cardiovascular disease risk. In USA, the trans fats are banned, but in India, still many packed or processed food items contain large amount of trans fat. It comes from the heated oil. Fried items should be avoided. Repeatedly heated oil contains lot amount of trans fat. It should be avoided. What are the sources of dietary fats? So Indian oils like mustard oil, groundnut oil, sesame oil, rice bran oil and coconut oil are staples in Indian cuisine, and that is important source of healthy fats. Unsaturated fats, almonds, walnuts, flaxseed, chia seeds and sunflower seeds are rich in healthy fats. Ghee, fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, eggs and full fat dairy provide animal based fat. Avocado, olives, dark color chocolate and tofu are excellent sources of plant based fats. So these are the good sources of fat and you should include in your diet accordingly. But these are the trans fat, that fried foods, then margarine, dalda, packed snacks, trans fat foods should be avoided due to their harmful fat content. Now what should be the quantity? So total daily fat consumption should be around 77 gram. If daily calorie intake is 2000, then 20 to 35% should be come from the fats. Now saturated fats, it should be less than 10%, that is it should be around 20 gram or less than 20 gram. Omega-3 1.1 to 1.6 gram and trans fat should be 0. Now, if you are consuming mustard or groundnut oil, it should be not more than 2 to 3 teaspoonful per day. For ghee, 1 to 2 teaspoon in a day maximum. Nuts and seeds, enjoy one small handful of the nuts daily. Next, fatty fish, consume one palm size portion of the fish, around 100 gram in a day. Eggs, 1 to 2 whole eggs can be included in your daily diet. Then coconut, use sparingly, about 2 tablespoons grated or a small piece of coconut. Coconut also contains a lot amount of saturated fat. So its portion should be there in your meal, but it should be around 1 to 2 tablespoons full of grated coconut or one small piece of the coconut. there are actually good and bad fats. So initially in old age it was told that saturated fats are bad fats and unsaturated fats are good fats. But actually saturated fats, if consumed in moderation, if around 10% of your total calorie intake is from saturated fats, then it is good for health. If it is more and in excess, only in that case it increases LDL cholesterol. Now we can consider trans fat as a bad fats because they are harmful to the body and they are responsible for many diseases. So saturated fat sources, dairy and the meat. Red meat contain large amount of the saturated fats, so it is better to be avoided. Instead of that, you should use lean poultry or fish source of meat. And dairy products, if you consume curd or paneer, at the same time it will give you adequate amount of proteins also. So too much of the good thing is also not beneficial. Unsaturated fats are good for the health, but it should be consumed around 20% of your total calorie intake, should not be more than that. The low fat trap. Many food products are available in the market which are labeled as a low fat, but actually they are frequently added with sugar and refined carbohydrates to improve the taste, and they are not good for the health. Fat is not the enemy, it is a fear-based eating is. For many years, fat was blamed for everything, so people removed fat from their plates and unknowingly they removed health, satiety and hormonal balance from their lives. So in clinical practice, patients avoiding fat often experience constant hunger, energy crashes, sugar cravings and hormone imbalance. These are predictable consequences of fear-based nutrition. Removing fat from meals often leads to carbs filling the gap. Without fat to slow digestion, blood sugar spikes, quick hunger and increased snacking becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. So what happens if you remove the fat from your diet because of the fear? In that case, what happens? The consumption of the refined carbohydrate increase and its side effects will be shown like fatty liver, insulin resistance, hypertension, diabetes and other lifestyle related disorders as we have already discussed. So patients improve when they realize the issue isn't fat but the wrong fats. Choosing whole minimally processed fats in appropriate portions creates a different metabolic outcome. Healthy fat is a fundamental nutritional tool supporting satiety, hormonal balance, brain function and long-term health. It's not to be feared or it should not be eliminated. So keep in mind that healthy consumption of good fats is essential for your health. What happens when you don't eat enough fat? If your fat intake is less, then you will have a persistent fatigue. Without fat for sustained energy, chronic low energy occurs often with afternoon dips, uncontrollable sugar cravings. Fat provides satiety. Without it, the brain craves quick energy leading to sugar and refined carbs cravings. Brain fog and poor concentration. The brain needs fat. Inadequate intake is linked to the weakened concentration, memory lapses and mood instability. Hormonal disruption. Fat is vital for hormone production. Low intake can disrupt hormonal balance across multiple body systems. At the same time, vitamin D deficiency, D or E or K deficiencies will occur because these are dependent for absorption on fats. Increase overeating. Fat triggers satiety hormones. Meals without fat fail to trigger the full signal, leading to larger portions and greater calorie intake. So these are the problems will arise if you don't consume adequate amount of fats. Now we will see what are the fats that will help you in healing and which are the fats that will harm you. So fats that support health like cold press oils. Instead of refined oil, cold press oils are better like mustard, groundnut, olive, avocado, sesame, canola oils are healthy when used fresh and in moderation. Nuts and seeds, almonds, walnuts, flax seeds and chia seeds offers essential fats and should be eaten consciously. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel and sardines are rich in long-chain omega-3s, crucial for health. Whole food fats, avocados, eggs, full-fat yogurt and dark chocolate provide natural fats in their food matrix. Which fat should be removed? That is refined seed oils. The packed refined seed oil should be avoided because it is highly processed vegetable oils are often overheated and detrimental to health. Repeatedly heated oils, oil used for frying degrades creating harmful compounds due to high temperature. Packed and processed fats, fats in fast food, baked goods and many snacks are often unhealthy and combined with additives. Artificial trans fat, that is partially hydrogenated oils are banned in the United States. So like these are used in the snacks, packed or processed foods. These food items should be avoided. Now what should be the portion of the healthy fat? If you are consuming oil or ghee, it should be about 2 to 3 teaspoonful in a day. Ghee should be around 1 teaspoonful per meal. Small handful of nuts. Suppose you are eating almonds and walnut, it should be in 5 in quantity. 10 almonds, like 5 almonds, 5 walnuts. Okay, like that you should consume around not more than your handful of this. If you are eating seeds, it should be roasted. You should not use salted seeds. You can take roasted seeds or raw seeds, and it should be around 1 to 2 teaspoonful in a day. Fat should coat your food, not flood it. Fat should be present because less amount will give you more energy. So better to control it portions. If fat are healthy, doesn't mean that you can consume it in excess amount. If you are consuming excess, definitely will not help you so much. After a balanced meal, you should feel satisfied, not heavy or hungry against quickly. That's the sign of correct portioning. After taking your meal, you should feel full for 5 to 6 hours. Okay, in that case, you are taking good and adequate meal. How to start eating healthier fats today? So first thing is, choose plant-based unsaturated fats, remove harmful fats, portion awareness is most important, add omega-3 foods. So small consistent changes to food selection and preparation improve fat intake without radical overhauls. Practical swaps for a healthier fat profile. Instead of butter, it is better to use groundnut or mustard oil, and you can also use 1 to 2 spoonful of ghee. Instead of the red meat daily, you can add fish or poultry. Instead of packed snacks, better eat nuts and seeds. Instead of the full fat processed dairy, it is better to consume the curd made at your home. The dairy products should not be processed. And when you are shopping outside, it is better to consume whole food. It is better to avoid packed and processed foods. Your most questions about fat. Lot of patients ask many questions. My patients frequently ask this question, so I am discussing these questions here. Many patients have concern about gaining weight after eating fat. So will eating fat make me gain weight? The right fat in the right amount does not cause weight gain. Healthy fat reduces hunger and prevents overeating rather than contributing to excess calorie intake. So basically, if you are consuming adequate amount of fats, your food cravings will decrease, your total portion will decrease, your consumption of refined carbohydrate will decrease, and further it will automatically control your weight, or it will help you decrease your weight. So basically, fat will not cause weight gain. Should avoid fat completely to lose weight. Removing fat increases hunger and intensifies sugar cravings, making weight loss harder. Healthy fats keeps you satisfied, making weight loss sustainable. If you are going to completely remove fat your diet, then it will not be sustainable and your food cravings will increase. So it is not advisable to remove healthy fats. Is ghee bad for the heart? So many people ask this question, ghee good or bad? In right amount it is good. It is a saturated fat. 1 to 2 teaspoonful in a day is beneficial for your health. Can fat raise cholesterol? If you are consuming saturated fats, more saturated fats, then it will increase your LDL cholesterol. So saturated fats should be less than 10%. Trans fat definitely will raise your LDL cholesterol level and decrease your HDL cholesterol level, so it should be avoided. Unsaturated fatty acid, they will help you reduce your cholesterol level. So eat your fats wisely. The other questions like, should diabetic patients avoid fat? No. Healthy fat is crucial for blood sugar management. It slows glucose absorption, reduces post-meal spikes, and improves satiety. Diabetes is worsened by refined carbohydrates, not healthy fat. Is butter same as ghee? Actually, ghee is better than the butter because butter contains milk solids and moisture, which ghee is clarified butter. Ghee has a higher smoke point, longer shelf life, and is easier to digest for cooking. There is another question whether these fats can cause fatty liver. Actually, most people think that fatty liver caused because of the fat. But the main cause of fatty liver is excess consumption of simple carbohydrate, excess consumption of rice and sugar. This leads to fatty liver. When you are consuming adequate amounts of fat, it will help you to reverse your fatty liver. Children also need adequate amount of fats because in growth, the fats are needed for their development, brain development. Fats is very important. It has very crucial role. What is the bottom line on dietary fat? The main thing is just focus on the quality. Choose whole minimally processed fat sources like unsaturated fats from plants and fatty fish. Limit saturated fat and eliminate trans fat. Okay. Portion with awareness. Fat is calorie dense. Even healthy fats add up quickly. Use mindful portions like spoons and handfuls for balance. You should not excess amount of the fat, but adequate amount of the fats is needed. Most of the labels are false, so better to avoid packed and processed foods. Eat to nourish. Your body thrives on balance. Healthy fat, when chosen wisely and eaten mindfully, is vital nourishment, not a threat. Fat is not a poison. Fat is not a magic. Fat is nutrition. When chosen wisely and eaten with awareness, dietary fat heals, protects and sustains long-term health. Choose understanding over fear and eat with confidence. So that is the final message. Eat fat with confidence without fear that it will cause disease in your body. Healthy fats are needed for optimal health. So where fat comes in our meal sequencing. In Dr. PM nutrition plan, this fat should be consumed after proteins. As we have already discussed, first step is fiber-rich vegetables like salads and vegetables. Next, we should consume adequate amount of the proteins. When you consume, start with fiber, it slow nutrient absorption and blunt the glucose response. At the second stage, if you consume protein, it enhances satiety and support muscles and stabilizes the blood sugar. After that, you should consume healthy fats. After protein, add healthy fats. They further slow digestion, aid vitamin absorption and promote fullness. After that, lastly, you should consume healthy carbohydrate. This will provide you gradual blood glucose rise and your insulin levels will not spike. So this is the meal sequencing we follow in Dr. PM nutrition plan. We will revise it again. The first, you should consume salads and vegetables. You can use vegetable soups. Next, you should consume proteins. After that, healthy fats, and then fruits, and finally carbohydrates like wheat and sabji or rice, dal or rice. So your sequence of eating is also important for optimal health. And after your meal, you should walk 20 to 30 minutes every day. So that will further increase your sugar control and insulin response. If you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you very much.